Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Fall Jersey. Joe Archino back here with your Week 9 NFL picks, not wasting any time. Let's get right into it. The Dallas Cowboys are on the road against the Cleveland Browns, and I've been saying it week after week, Cleveland is going to get a win. I've been waiting for it. I thought last week it would happen. It didn't, and then unfortunately, once again, I don't think it will happen here. The Dallas Cowboys obviously right now are playing with so much confidence. It stems from the offensive line. Dak Prescott with his game winner last weekend against the Eagles. I mean, you just name it. They seem like they're a team that are thriving on almost every single way that they play right now, and I think that helps them get another tough road win against a Cleveland team, which again, it will come eventually. I just don't know when. Then the Detroit Lions are on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. And an interesting game here. Certainly a Vikings team which took the league by storm, going to 5-0, and then they have lost their last two games after coming off their bye week. Their offense looks like it's been reduced to nothing at this point. Norv Turner has left his position as offensive coordinator. So there is a lot of things going wrong for the Vikings right now. The Lions, on the other hand, coming off a tough loss on the road last week to the Texans, but Matt Stafford has been really good. I think this is one of those ugly games where it's just low scoring, it's not pretty to watch, but the Vikings right now, they're backed up against a wall. I think with everything that's going on now and with how bad their offense has looked, a lot of people are going to be going with Detroit here to bounce back, but I think this is a desperation point for the Vikings, and I have them getting a win at home here. Then the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs, and it seems like 96% of people are going with the Chiefs right now, and I probably will be going with them in this game as well. The Jaguars to me are really one of the most disappointing teams in the league this season. Now, I obviously didn't have them poised for any playoff runs, but I thought you would have to really see some nice growth in this team this year with the young talent that they have. That growth has been lacking on almost every front. If anything, it looks like Blake Bortles has regressed this season. A lot of his numbers have been in garbage time, which has kind of been a knock on him, but I think this is a pretty simple one. You go with the Chiefs at home. The New York Jets on the road against the Miami Dolphins. The Jets have won their last two games. The Dolphins right now, to me, are the team that if there's any team I have the least faith in the league, I think it's the Dolphins. And that might be hard to say when you have a team like the Browns, but to me, at least with the Browns, I get that effort, and they're not losing due to a lack of effort. This Dolphins team, to me, at times, has just shown that lack of effort, and to me, I like the Jets here. I do. I think on the road, this is always a place where they struggle to play, but they've won their last two games. They're certainly playing with a lot more confidence right now, and I just think at this point, Ryan Fitzpatrick was down in the dumps. He has been able to see 2 wins in a row. He's been a part of them, and I think right now he's playing with a little bit more confidence, and he will get the Jets to another win on the road. Then the Philadelphia Eagles, coming off a tough loss to the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, take on the Giants, who are coming off their bye week. This game is very evenly split right now, but I'm going with the Giants here, and it's because they're coming off the bye week. I do think the Eagles will really come to play. They've showed tremendous poise in that game against Dallas, especially Carson Wentz. And we all know how good Wentz is, but for the Giants, a lot of vets on this team. I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem for the Eagles, who have a young but good core, but I think coming off the bye, it's safe to go with the Giants here. Then the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. Very tough divisional matchup here. I'm going with Baltimore. A lot of people I'm saying are going with Pittsburgh. I think it's a little bit easier right now to go with Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh at 4-3, to me, they have been very inconsistent this year. The Ravens haven't been much more consistent. They've been decimated by injuries in so many key places. But at home, in a tough divisional battle like this, against two teams that haven't shown the greatest degree of consistency, I got to go with the home team, and that's the Ravens. Next game on the docket, Carolina Panthers on the road against the Los Angeles Rams. And look, this is another one where you look at the Rams situation, it has not been pretty at all. But I think in a game like this, where the Panthers kind of finally show a little bit of life last week when they beat the Cardinals, they are the safer bet in this game, because the Rams there's so much uncertainty at quarterback there. But even with the Panthers, it's not all perfect. Cam Newton seems to really be in a I don't want to say a dark spot, but it seems like his ability to stay focused right now is clouded a little bit, whether it's just the bad start the Panthers got off to it, or the hits he's taking, or the calls he doesn't think he's getting. So I think there's certainly a lot of distractions at play for the Panthers right now. But in a game like this, when they're playing a team with so many problems, I think it's easier to go with the Panthers, so you go with them. Then the San Francisco 49ers at home against the New Orleans Saints, going with the Saints here to go to 500. They're at 3-4. If they win here, they go to 4-4. But a very big win for the Saints at home last week against the Seahawks. It was a win where it really did come down to the end. And these past few seasons, it's a game they typically would have been losing, not finding a way to pull it out. But they did win that game, and I think that really helps them go into this game, and they get a second consecutive win. Then we go to a interesting game here. The Colts on the road against the Packers. And the Colts, to me, I mean, I thought they really had a game last week. Everyone was going with the Chiefs. No one was picking the Colts to win that game. And I thought it kind of was set up perfectly for them to win that game. But obviously, that did not happen. They lose, and it's just overall been as disappointing a season as you could get for the Colts. They need to wipe house. They need to clean house very badly, and I think this loss here to the Packers will only help advance that. They do get this loss, and the misery continues for Andrew Luck and the rest of that team. The next game, Tennessee against San Diego. Tennessee on the road here. I have the Chargers. I love Marcus Mariota. I think what he's done this year is so good. It's one of those situations where Tennessee has kind of got a good blueprint working. They have a better offensive line. Marcus Mariota has shown really good strides. They just need to build the talent around and outside of the offensive line, but they have the most important piece in that line to protect Mariota, so they've got a great future, but I don't think that future is there just yet, and the Chargers are able to pull out one at home. This next game, I mean, it's as good a divisional matchup as you can get. The Oakland Raiders 6-2 at home against the 6-2 Denver Broncos. Really kind of takes you back to those golden days of the AFC West. But this is a very split game. I see 51% of people are coming in with Oakland. 49% of people are going with Denver on the road. And to me, this is probably the one I had the hardest time picking. It sounds very easy, I think, to go with the Raiders here. And that does worry me a little bit because of the way that they've been playing. And I think when you compare the two quarterbacks here, this is a big game for Trevor Siemian. And I don't know how much faith you can have in him in a big game like this. He is still unproven in the games that matter the most. So to me, because of that, I'm going with Derek Carr, and I'm going with Oakland at home. I just think when you look at him in the way that he has played this year, he has been big time every single time he has been asked to do it. And to me, I just don't know what to expect from Trevor Siemian when it comes to that. I think Denver's more organized. Oakland obviously won last week, but they were penalized a ridiculous amount of times, over 20, which is, I believe, was a record in the NFL to win a game with that many penalties. But that will get cleaned up. Jack Del Rio is a guy who always cleans things up that are a problem. So I think Oakland finds a way and gets that win. Then your final game on Monday night, hopefully it will be an entertaining one because we certainly haven't had many this year. But the Seattle Seahawks at home against the Buffalo Bills, and this is a pretty gimme game. The Seahawks at home against the Bills, even though the Bills have shown some good moments this season, I don't think it's going to come to a surprise to anybody. You go with the Seahawks here. But that is going to do it for your Week 9 NFL picks. Incredible that we are at this point in the season. Well, thank you for listening to The Sports Vault, everyone. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino. And I'll catch everybody in the next episode.